Hi, it's Luce, part 10 of 30. Where will you find your customers? If you're new, welcome. There's a lot of information I'm covering at the moment, and today is no different. If you're coming back, well done for persevering. You might be sat there thinking, crikey O'Reilly, didn't she go on? There is a lot of information, but in getting an understanding of the tools available to you and a way of thinking about your customers, it can be a very daunting task. If you do the planning, it will mean that any decisions you make are much more informed. And so rather than getting overwhelmed with trying to do all of these things that you might not have the time or the money for, this is really about working smarter. So if you haven't watched part 8, which was the promotional tools, the channels, how will you interact with your customers, advertising, PR, direct mail, yada yada, watch that, because we're going to tie into that this next section. Where will you find your customers? Here's a way to think about it, and I used to use this tool in my old job, a customer funnel. I love a customer funnel. I live in Guernsey. Let's use my business as an example. So I live in Guernsey. My product is physical, it's cake. I deliver it locally. There are 60,000 people that live in Guernsey. So let's have this funnel. Imagine a funnel of people. For me, Bake with Luce, 60,000 people in this top section of the funnel that might need to be aware that I have a new business, that I'm sharing joy through cake, and I'm make bespoke cakes. 60,000 people. Come down to this sort of middle section, you might have a pool of people that would consider buying a cake for a special occasion. And then at the bottom of the funnel, if you refer back to part 2, I think I mentioned I'd done some research and I'd calculated on average there might be 160 birthdays a day. This point of action where there are people in the market to make a purchase, they need a cake for an occasion. Not to say they're going to get it from me, but this is how I view the audience that's available to me. This section up here, which is pretty much everyone, awareness, whether or not they all need to be aware, we'll come on to that. This pool of people that might consider using Cake Maker, and then these people at the bottom. So in my mind, I'm thinking, do I need to tell all of these people? Let's just play this out for a second. Imagine I went out with some piece of advertising that reached everyone in Guernsey and they all went, oh, great. Those 160 people that have a birthday over the next couple of days, the hundreds and hundreds of people that might be celebrating, if they all messaged me and went, oh, I've seen you're new, yeah, we'd like a cake, I can't actually deal with that of admin, let alone making cakes. So a point to consider, what do you actually need? Do I need to tell the whole population of Guernsey? Do they all need to be aware at this moment in time as I'm starting out that I have a new business? Probably not. In fact, it could be detrimental to my business because I just could not fulfill that amount of interest if there was that, let's say. What I do have, given that I have no budget either, is, and this goes back to when we talked about place, I don't have a shop. I used Facebook and Instagram as my virtual shop window. So it's not like I've even set up shop where there are people walking past noticing and going, oh, that's new, hadn't seen that before. So what I did is ask my friends to share my Facebook page and my Instagram page. My friends are very supportive. Here's just a note. All of a sudden you'll have people following your page and you're like, yay! If they're your friends, they may not be your potential customers. So don't be lulled into sort of a false sense of security. Followers and the amount of followers is not everything. In fact, if you look at my Facebook page now, I think there are 1,500 people that follow me. And at the moment, that gives me enough volume to deal with the amount of orders that I can actually physically and want to make. So this whole section of, 60,000 people in Guernsey, more than half don't even know who I am, but it doesn't matter at the moment. So for now, friends, shared Facebook, shared my Instagram page. Great, didn't cost me anything. This is good. There are people out there that didn't know about me that do now. Now, I'd looked at advertising. As I said, I don't have the budget. I don't have the need to let all of these people know. I'm going to rule that out straight away. PR was something I thought about. And when I phoned up, there were local publications, and I messaged and said, oh, you know, would you like to do a story on me? And they were like, what's your story? Like, oh, what's new and exciting to me might not be new and exciting to the media. Anyway, one lady was very kind, and she said, we can't offer you free editorial, she said, but we can do, if you want to offer a cake for a competition, we can do that. You know, it gets my name out. I'm here sharing joy through cake. You can have the chance to win a cake from Bake with Loose by answering this simple question, or it might have been just a free draw. Email in and we'll put you into. Didn't cost anything. And actually what I ended up with was a full page. I took a selfie with a cake. I had an apron on, a white apron with my branding, with my logo in pink, Bake with Loose. I put pink lippy on, consistent with the brand, in the font. Picture, which I sent to them, and they ran this competition for me. Now, I don't know what their readership was like, maybe 25,000, and whoever's flicking through, a small proportion of that. In fact, I can't remember how many people entered the competition, but it was more than they usually get. So again, there are people out there that now am aware of me and what I do. There was a picture of the sort of thing I do. This was good. It might not lead to finding those people right at the bottom, but it was doing a piece kind of here and here. So then the other idea I had was, under the guise of market research, I did a very basic questionnaire about cake. I took some photos and put them onto a sheet of cakes that I'd made for friends and family, and I went in to the town centre one lunchtime where I knew there was going to be a lot of people for my attempt at direct selling, buy from me. Can I just ask you a few questions about cake? Do you like cake? Do you eat cake? Do you celebrate occasions with cake? Have you ever ordered a cake from a cake maker? Here's some pictures. Do you like them? And by the way, I made these. I'm starting a new business. I didn't even have a business card at that point. I said, I've got a Facebook page if you want to follow. Over the course of that, I think 1 or 2 hours, I spoke to 150 people. So again, it's not 60,000 people, not the whole population of Guernsey, but that was 150 people that now knew about my business that didn't before. And more so than just reading or entering a competition from a page, they got to speak to me, whether you like it or not. But as I said before, when we were talking about creating a brand identity, my personality is kind of the brand. That's what people are going to expect with interaction from me. And maybe that passion, in fact, I've been told the passion and enthusiasm I have for my job comes across, and it's something that people want, is enthusiasm when they're ordering a cake for a special occasion. So yeah, got my friends to share my pages, did some free PR competition editorial, went out and did some direct selling. And from that, I got a customer, or one to start, for that week, which is what I needed. I was still working in my full-time job, so this was a gradual thing for me. It was a slow build, but it got me what I needed. I didn't spend any money. I had some time. So by having this understanding of the channels available to you, thinking about your customer funnel, this point around awareness, consideration, those people are ready to purchase, allowed me to think about the messaging, how and what I might actually need, to do. And so something to think about. I've kind of gabbled through all of that. Let me know if it's interesting, or if there's anything that you want to pull out and find more about. I'll see you tomorrow.